Colorado will take on Kansas. Colorado now a 3-point favorite. Total right around 60. This game's 3:30 Eastern time on Fox. Over the last 2 weeks, Kansas has started to heat up a little bit now. They've taken down 2 Big 12 title contenders in consecutive weeks, to take down Iowa State, to take down BYU. Now they get a chance to knock off another ranked team in Colorado. Question number 1, can Shedeur Sanders and the Colorado passing attack, can they take on and defeat one of the better cornerback tandems in the Big 12? Now, Shedeur right now is 4th in the FBS in off-target percentage. The guy is just lighting people up. When I say off-target percentage, like that's when you miss throws. To be 4th, top 4 in the country as far as accuracy, pure accuracy is concerned, that's to me the most important, probably the most important stat when tracking how guys are throwing it. He's got excellent weapons. We all know about Travis Hunter. We all know about Wester. We all know about Will Shepard. We all know about what Jimmy Horn's been doing at times this year as well. Like, we know the weaponry that Shedeur has at his disposal is tremendous. I will also say this, though. This might be the best cornerback tandem that they've faced this year. And they've seen some good ones. There have been some good ones that Colorado's had to go against. But Mello Dotson on one side, Kobe Bryant on the other. They are a really solid duo that can certainly make things difficult. They've combined to intercept 9 passes, and they are really good, really instinctive, and they're not afraid to get physical. So that's going to be a fascinating matchup, seeing the wide receivers of Colorado against 2 excellent corners for Kansas. Now, if Colorado's going to make some hay, they might be able to make it against the safeties and the linebackers, but those corners, it's going to be a good matchup for sure. Question number 2. Can Colorado slow down Kansas's rushing attack? Now, Colorado is currently giving up around 140 rushing yards a game. It's not bad at all, by the way. People will hear that number like, man, that seems like a lot. No, that's actually quite good, especially when taking into account that last year it was not good whatsoever. They're middle of the pack in college football. I mean, they've improved by leaps and bounds compared to where they were a year ago. But Kansas is a really solid rushing attack. They average over 5 yards a carry. That's top 16 in the sport. And they have 200 yards a game that they average on the ground as well. Devin Neal's their bell cow at running back, but their quarterback, Jalen Daniels, he's also very effective, their second leading rusher. And then Daniel Highshaw is a guy that they'll use sporadically in there as well. Also a really, really good piece. Kansas last week struggled running the football. BYU really slowed them down. And they were the first team, BYU was, to hold Kansas under 150 rushing yards all season long. They did a really good job of tackling. They did a good job enforcing things right up the middle. Because where you look at how things go for Kansas, a lot of it is going to come on the edges. A lot of it is going to come on the edges. They really eliminated the edges last week. They averaged less than 2 yards a carry on the edges last week. So they had to attack downhill, and that played into the strength of BYU. So can Colorado slow down this perimeter rushing attack of Kansas? Question number 3. Can Colorado's pass rush get home? They have 33 sacks this year. That's the 6th most in the FBS. But what I like most about it is it's not like it's just one guy. It's teeing off, getting his. No, it's 9 different guys that have multiple sacks. So they come at you with a bunch of different looks and a bunch of different ways, and everyone's kind of taking their turn. Jalen Daniels holds onto the football. Quarterback of Kansas, that's one of his flaws, is he'll hold it forever. And 3.11 seconds before he cuts it loose. That is the 5th slowest in college football. So if they can, and they force Jalen Daniels to beat him with his arm, then his off-target percentage is crazy high. He's about 130th in accuracy, and he holds it a long time, so it could lead to sacks. So that's going to be interesting. Can Colorado's pass rush get home against a quarterback that's not afraid to hang on to it? Question 4, can Colorado finish in the red zone? Last week, that was BYU's undoing. They would get to the red zone. They threw an interception to Mello Dotson at the end of the half. And then there at the end of the game, 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line, Kansas bows up and they get a stop, ultimately ending the game. So Kansas has been a little better in the red zone the last couple weeks. Will that continue against Colorado? And then question number 5, will the ball bounce Kansas's way? This group has been remarkably unlucky. They really have. Against Illinois, they have a muffed punt. against UNLV. They had a fumble from UNLV that bounced, and about 6 or 7 different Kansas players had a chance to recover it. Against K-State, Jalen Daniels fumbled the ball as it looked like Kansas was about to put the game on ice by bleeding out the clock. Well, last week, things reversed course, and everything that was bouncing against Kansas bounced their direction. They had a punt that was hit off the back of a BYU player. They recovered it, and they had that key interception there in the red zone. So will the ball bounce Kansas's way? Because if it does, that will be a huge, I think, reversal of fortune given the way things have gone at times for them this year. Trends in the game. Colorado has covered in 8 straight games. Kansas is 4-0 as home underdogs in 2023. And this is the first meeting that Kansas had with Colorado since 2010, but they are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 meetings in the series. I'll take Colorado in the game. I think they're playing better right now. And last week, albeit in victory, Kansas left a little to be desired with their own offensive performance. So I think Colorado, in a game that could become a track meet, has an advantage against the Jayhawks.